Good morning, everyone. It's Tess, and today's tip is 376, and I'm calling it accessing your brilliance, and silencing the naysayers. And the reason I was thinking about this is it kind of is a offshoot of yesterday when I was saying follow your bliss. I love those words, and I love feeling good, and I love being excited about my journey. That's made a huge difference for me. But it also made me to realize that too often in my past, I was influenced or slowed down because I started second guessing and doubting myself based on what other people said. So I looked up an article, and it was from a group called Speak EQ, and they actually mentioned Jim Rohn in it, so it caught my attention right away because Jim Rohn is a big one that Doc V refers to a lot. And the article is actually called politely silencing the naysayers and accessing your brilliance. But I wanted to focus on the positive because that's a lot about law of attraction, is focusing on the positive and keeping yourself in a place of feeling good. Because for too often or too many times in my life, I allowed myself to get caught up in the negative or in the naysaying or in that it's too hard or it can't be done. And then I ended up not accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish. And I find that when I put myself in a place of saying the things that are like, you know what, don't care what comes in my way, I'm not giving up, I'm going to overcome it, I'm going to push forward, I'm going to make it happen. It just works better. So kind of what they were talking about is, remember a naysayer, and you can be doing this to yourself. A naysayer is a person who is somebody who's kind of telling you, are you really sure? Do you think you can do this? What makes you think that you can do it better than somebody else? Somebody else tried it, they failed. It's already been done. What makes you think you can do it better? I can see people are in, but I can't really see who it is. So good morning, whoever that is. But it's, I know that naysayers have the best intentions, but you really have to kind of look inside yourself. If somebody is continually naysaying, do you fall in with them, or are you able to keep your energy higher and your feelings higher so that you can continue to pursue your goals? Because the one thing I've learned, or we've probably all learned, is that there's always a way to overcome an obstacle in our path. But I think what trips us up often is that we allow either our own internal voice, or what Doc V calls the monkey voice, or the monkey filters, or other people to make us doubt our ability to move forward. And really the best gift we can give ourselves is that no matter what we face, we're going to keep moving forward. And kind of what they were saying is, a good thing to do is to think about trying to keep yourself in a positive place by recognizing maybe what your blind spots are, what you maybe grew up learning or grew up knowing, because even based on generational, you learned certain things that maybe don't apply anymore. And they may have been perfectly acceptable and right at the point in time that you were coming up, but everything changes. We know technology changes. We know even money, what would buy a loaf of bread back 50 years ago is not going to buy it today. We know technology. I've said before, my very first computer I ever bought in 1980, the Radio Shack guy told me, no, and Radio Shack doesn't even exist anymore, you will never need another computer because they'll never make one faster. I can remember being in college and the guy pulling out a CD, and he said, because those were the days of cassettes and 8-track tapes. I think there were still a few 8-track tapes. He pulled out a CD and he said, this is the future. And he didn't even see that that wouldn't be the only future that we all faced or that we all experienced. I'm going to face could be, in my world, a negative. But if I'm going to say experience and be joyful about it, then I can be excited about it. So I think that idea of looking at your own blind spots and trying to overcome where you might be blocking yourself, recognizing when others with the best of intentions may be blocking you, because we all get used to a certain way, but we're in a world that is not going to be the same way it was yesterday, and it's not the same way it was 20 years ago, and it's not going to be the same way a week from now or a month from now. So the best gift we can give ourselves is to be careful how we're wording things, and be careful how, because this is a Jim Rohn thing, and they mentioned it inside this article. Jim Rohn talks about you are the average of the 5. Well, hi, Lena, good to see you. I do see a couple on, but this one I can see because she commented. So hello, good to see you. And Jim Rohn actually, and Doc V mentions this a lot too, and actually Chris Nagel mentions this too. This is why they do masterminds. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't want to be with your friends and family and the people that are important to you. But if you're seeking to do something more, you have to surround yourself with people that are knowledgeable in what you're seeking to get, because that will help drive you forward. And Jim Rohn says that, and I've heard it many times over the past couple of years. Seek those that have succeeded. And then what you can do is take what they learned and maybe you can make it even better. And I know we've seen that many, many times, like joking about, in my day, in early days, I saw cassettes and 8-track tapes, and in college they were talking about CDs being the thing that would revolutionize and change the world. And we've already gone through that phase into the next phase. And in those days, nobody ever saw where it was headed. So we have to be open and be careful that we ourselves are not naysaying to ourselves and that we're not allowing others to. I think it's done with the best of intentions, but we have to recognize if we're headed somewhere, if that kind of talk causes us to block ourselves, we have to try to recognize it and accept that it's with the best of intentions, but that we are going to have a belief that no matter what obstacle we face, we're going to keep moving forward. And that's basically tapping into your inner guidance, tapping into Source, God, knowing that when you pray that there will be, if you quiet your mind and you quiet your thoughts, you can feel inside of you what the right answer is. And kind of they give some ideas of how do you distract the monkey, or how do you come to that place where you can recognize what truly feels good to you, what truly feels like you're communicating with God, you're communicating with Source, where you're communicating and getting a message that you know you're headed in the right direction. And I agree with all these ways of calming yourself so that you can take all the outside sources out of the way so that you can purely be listening to what feels right to you. Because I think we all internally have that voice that will help us if we're able to clear the clutter and get right to that voice. And some of the ways they talked about, and I agree with this, meditation, gratitude journaling, because gratitude journaling is just about being thankful for the things that are around you. I think that's a great practice, a great experience. One of the things I've decided this year is, it's been a rough year on a lot of people. I seek opportunities to give a good review to somebody. There was a leak here recently, and I had to call out one of the utility companies. And I said, please tell them to send me a referral if they do that for you guys, because I know a lot of employees are evaluated based on that. I'm like, have them send me one, because he responded within an hour. He took care of the issue. He was gone. I want to be part of building things up in a better way and being positive and optimistic and hopeful. I don't want to fall into that pit of despair, worry, and frustration. So other things they said, meditation, gratitude journaling, praying, puzzles. I'm going to say building puzzles because it distracts the monkey in your mind and makes it focus on fitting pieces of puzzle together. Take a walk. I do that with my mom every day, and it's nice to see nature while we're out there. Take a run. Play a game, and that's kind of the puzzle thing. Listen to music, do an art or a craft, something that distracts you from getting caught up into that negative worry mode. Relax your mind. So that's where the meditation, maybe laying outside if it's nice weather, something to just calm your mind. And I do also like to rampage. And by rampaging, and I'll share this because Gina and Joe Bev recently asked me about, Gina asked me about this. I've been pulling together lists of like positive things you can say to get rid of the negative thoughts in your mind. And there's a lot of thoughts out there, but I think we can just go really pretty simple. I am getting better every day at drinking water, or I am getting better every day at walking, or I am getting better every day at pushing a negative thought aside. I am getting better every day at getting up earlier. I am getting better. And that's a Tony Robbins thing too. I've heard him say that. Like, my mom and I walked, and one of the first times we walked, she's like, I can't make it back. I can't make it back. I'm done. I can't walk. I'm calling your dad. And I go, well, how about we try this? So we were doing, like, we were chanting. We were going, I'm getting stronger every day. I can make it back home. I am getting stronger every day. I can make it back home. And you know what? It seems like before we did like 10 of them, we were back home, and she just laughed about it. So every once in a while, if it's just a rough day, she'll go, okay, can we chant? And I'm like, all right, that's fine. Because if it gets you where you're going, what difference does it make? So I think it is all about and this is law of attraction, if you can change your wording so that it supports your journey instead of hurting you. I almost think that those of us that get in that loop of where we feel like we can't get to where we want to go. It's that we've fallen into that negative place, whether it's the people around us, the naysayers, or if we ourselves are the naysayer. So think about those things and maybe find something. I think a simple statement like, I am getting better every day at drinking my water. I am getting better every day at walking a few more steps and a few more steps. Don't go from 1,000 to 15,000. That's just not reasonable. But if you just do the little things, it'll help you to keep moving forward. And I guess really, a couple more quotes that they were saying. I think that if you're trying to change something, you want to have something like, I am getting better at blah every day, or I'm getting better at walking every day, something like that. But other things that they were saying is the greatest wealth is health, and that was Virgil. Whatever you dream, begin it. It is a power and a magic, and it will help you to make it happen. If you dream it, you can achieve it. You are never given a wish without being given the power to achieve it. And that was Richard Bach. You are never given a wish without being given the power to achieve it. That's a beautiful thought. And Shakespeare, to climb steep hills requires a slow pace at first. So just think about, whenever you think you can't do something, remember, that is you being a naysayer to yourself. And if you can kind of shift that and just say, hey, you know what? It's not that I can't do it. Today I walked 5 more steps than I did yesterday. I am getting better because I walked 5 more steps today. I am getting better because I walked 100 more steps today. I am getting better because I drank 8 more ounces of water today. So if we can start to recognize our naysayers and turn our naysayers into positive sayers, I think life will get better. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful Sunday. Thank you for being here with me. And I'm sure I'll see some of you when Dr. B goes live at 9. Thanks a lot and have a great day.